Hello, everyone, and welcome to Behind the Magic episode 7. Today we have a very special guest. My name is Dylan.
I'm Eric, and our special guest is Jonathan
And
Smith, aka JS Magic. Woo.
We'll have to have
thank
this
you so much
Schumacher.
for joining
Close
us.
enough.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you so
so
much for
much.
coming on today.
Yeah,
This is
thank
an
you for
episode
having
we've
me.
always wanted because you're really doing something in the Magic community. Your channel is incredible. If you don't know who he is, you probably know him
Yes.
from his YouTube channel, which I think has
Or
170,000
TikTok.
subscribers. Crazy like that. And yeah, check out all his social. He's
Yes.
really doing something. He does like street magic videos, Amigal, just all like street performing and magic videos, which is really cool. So we'll get this started by talking
Yes.
about how you got into magic and like what age you started, how did you get into it, all your inspirations, all that.
Okay, I got magic like a lot of magicians. My grandma, my parents would buy magic kits, which kind of sparked my interest. But then I saw some magicians like when I was in Disney World, he was doing the floating card, which kind of was like, oh, that's really cool. I started buying magic. I found the magic website, started buying gimmicks. Around like high school, college, YouTube, and David Blaine, which I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's what I want to do. I started, I had my friend hold the camera. I went up to people and did magic, and it kind of blew up from there. And at this point, I'm still doing YouTube, and people hire me for gigs. So just nothing too crazy. Just I got into it as a kid and never stopped pretty much.
Nice. And how did
Okay.
you get into like YouTube and social media? What like really got you like, oh, I want to do this? Like, because you do it full time, no way. You're like you're full time magician and everything.
Yeah, I do it full
Yeah, so
time.
let us know how stuff. Yeah. So tell us about YouTube and social media and how you want to and how it started.
Okay, well, I always liked editing and like making movies and stuff when I was a
Oh,
kid.
nice.
So I wanted to edit. I wanted to be on YouTube. I always wanted to be on YouTube before I wanted to do magic, but I never knew what to do on YouTube. And then eventually I got into magic. Like I said, I saw David Blaine doing street magic. I was like, I could do that. I could try that. And that's exactly what I did. I just had my friend hold the camera. We started on YouTube, and one video blew up. It got 1 million views in the first, I think, year or two. And I kept
Oh,
going
wow.
from there. So how to start social media is just do it for the passion and stay consistent. And that's my only tips. 'Cause that's all I did. I did it for the passion. I didn't care how hard it was, or if I wasn't making money or wasn't making money or was making money. Eventually, the money came, and I stayed consistent for almost started my YouTube in 2013, 2020, 2023 now. And I don't think I went more than a year without posting. So
Oh, wow. Do you want
I
to say anything, Christian? Yeah.
I'm a huge follower, if you could tell. Let's see. Now based off me being also an amigo magician. Uh, you started. I remember you did a couple of tricks. One of your biggest tricks that you do is your what is it called? You read people's signs.
zodiac sign.
Yeah, zodiac signs. When did you get into that?
Yeah, that's a fun one. That one's by Peter Turner. It's called Astronomical. It's just a quick, me and my friend the Mystifier, who I do my
Yeah.
podcast with, we always wanted a magic trick that we could do with nothing, which was hard to do because you needed a card or a pen or a rubber band. So eventually, I found mentalism, and eventually found propolis mentalism, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. A lot of people are strong into the horoscopes. So this will probably get a good reaction. And of course, Peter Turner, everything he puts out is great. So I just started with that. I think I got to mentalism maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I found it along the way. I'm not exactly sure of when I found it, but it's a pretty cool trick.
Okay.
Pretty cool trick.
Do you consider
Nice.
of doing um hypnosis, kind of like the voodoo touch, whatever? As in,
I've done the yeah, I don't know what it's called either. I used to call it the psych touch or invisible touch. I used to
yeah,
do it. I don't do it that much. I'm not really a big fan of IT invisible thread, even though I
me
like
neither.
loops. You can do it loops, but they just always wind up breaking on me. And the hypnosis stuff, I just never understood.
Yeah, I find it hard to do. Some people it works on some people. Sometimes it
Yeah,
doesn't. So it just looks like you
Yeah.
look like an idiot on camera.
yeah, they have to
But
be suggested. Yeah,
Yeah, and then you started off making also tutorial videos and also like telling people like how to not when you drop a card, don't pick it up. Now, I love that video. I go by that video now.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I used
yes,
to
yes,
put tours on
yes.
my channel. I haven't done that in a long time. I think I did that 6 years ago, but I took them all down.
6 years ago.
But I also put some advice, like the video you talked about, how to approach people, what happens during performance. Because I performed at this point for like 10, 11, 12 years straight. So I've dealt with it all. So I try to just help people, like other magicians that watch me. They want to know how to perform, they want to get over the nerves. So I try to help them. And I'm glad some people watch it and like it.
Nice.
Uh, are you ever and have you ever been interested in joining like a magic society or some of some sorts, or are you part of any magic groups?
I've never been interested in joining anything in the magic community.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say I'm not a big fan of the magic community, but I'd rather just I don't know, just stay on my side of the lane. I don't even really
Yeah.
look at magic websites anymore. Maybe I'll look at a magic forum if I'm interested, but me personally
Because
haven't.
me,
I okay.
because me and Dylan, we're junior members of the Magic
Yeah, he
Castle,
was telling
so
me that's pretty cool. How's that going?
it's great. We're
It's
getting a
good.
lot of
We got a
lectures and everything.
meeting soon.
Okay,
Few
all right,
days we got a jam, I think.
that's
So
pretty
it's
cool. Good
super
for you
cool.
guys.
Which
That's
is cool.
awesome.
But you were saying about
All right, let's move up to funny gig stories, or
okay, funny
funny,
gig stories.
yeah,
Funny
funny gig
gig
stories.
stories.
This is something we like asking them. Just like either it's a reaction or something that happened. Just give us either one. There's no maximum. Just give us some entertaining ones. That'll get us views.
Okay. Um, I was at a gig
Nah.
once. Oh man, yeah. Let's hopefully get your views. Yeah, I was at a gig once, and the host that hired me, her brother was like he was just hecklers, heckling too much, like the worst heckler I've ever dealt with. And the thing was, he wanted to take the car, but he wouldn't let me put it back in. So he was like, "Let me." I was like, "No, put it back in. I'll let you, figure it out." He was like, "No, no, no. Give me the deck. I'm putting it in," which is kind of hard to do to control all that stuff. So I had him sign it. I gave him the deck to shuffle. At first, he wouldn't even give me the card back at all. He put it in a stroller where a baby was sleeping, and then eventually someone took the stroller, and the baby and the card went to a different room. And I was like, I don't know what you expect me to do. So we had to go get it, bring it back, and then he wouldn't let me shuffle enough. So I gave him the deck. He lost it. It was a six of clubs. I didn't know that at the point that he signed. So I had to think fast. I was just like shuffling like this, and eventually I saw it. I saw it was a six of clubs signed. So I was like, interesting. So I pulled out my Sharpie. It has a reveal of the six of clubs, and I did that. Again, he didn't know I knew the card. I just happened to really quickly peek it, and he was blown away.
Oh,
And
nice.
then I found it. I did a double lift. I put it in his hand. It changed, and he freaked out. So he went from the biggest heckler to super scared. They would think they were I think they were Spanish, and he was like calling me the Diablo and stuff like that. And he was flicking like water at me, saying holy water. But that guy got me. That guy, because of that, everyone saw that. Somebody else wound up giving me $100 tip
Oh
because
wow.
nobody thought like the woman that hired me was his sister, and she was like, "No, stop it, let him just do it." I was like, "Don't worry about it, I'll figure it out." She was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah, just let's figure it out." I like to in my head, I'm like, I like the jazz magic, and then eventually I
Yeah.
got it. Everyone was so impressed that I got it that someone gave me $100 tip, and it was just funny because, like I said, it was in the stroller, it went away, and it was a crazy experience. I never want to deal with that again though.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. I like that. That's probably one of the best we've had so far.
I'll
I
take it.
really
I'll
like
take
that.
it.
Funny
Yeah.
online story.
What was that?
A funny online story, like doing magic
Oh,
online.
like Amigo or stuff.
Funny online story. I think the
Oh,
funniest
Amigo's crazy.
Amigo's a crazy place, and you have to get used to it in order to do magic on there because the people on there are just crazy. But I guess the funniest stories are like the videos I put on YouTube of me dealing with the hecklers, the people that don't want to be
Yeah.
fooled, and because they're across the
Yeah.
screen, they can't do all that stuff. Let me shuffle, and I try to be as fair as I can, and just their reactions at the end of it, being so defeated. Because like I said, I performed for 10 years, so I've dealt with every single type of person. I've dealt with every single type of heckler. And the more you perform, you're going to realize there's not that many forms of hecklers. They either want to shuffle, they want to do this, they want to do that. So eventually you just figure out how to cover it all. and that's what I do with the people on Omegle. It just blows them away, and they go from like not wanting to believe to believers. I think that's pretty funny, and just the way they act throughout the whole video.
Yeah, I like those videos too. I'm so glad you upload those because those are like my favorite. All the Amigo. Like at the start, they're super like, but once you like get them once, and they're like hooked.
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
noticed that.
Yeah.
Like there's once they experience it, that's when at the start they're like messing with you, you think you're like, yeah, and then once they get it, it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Now what I was gonna say is, what is your opinion on social media magicians revealing tricks for views, or like, yeah, we'd like to talk about that with you
I
about
personally
social media,
don't
like
like it. Yeah, like on like TikTok and revealing stuff. I personally don't like it, but to each their own. If it gets you views, it gets you views. If that's how you want to get your views, to each. But you are like stepping on the toes of other creators. People have put in work. There was magicians revealing like gimmick coins and stuff like that people put a lot of work into. But hey, I don't. It doesn't affect me. I could promise you, them revealing magic, even if they get 90 million views on a video, it's not going to affect you in the real world. Maybe twice in my whole magic career, someone said, "Oh, I seen it on TikTok," and it was the phone unlock trick that somebody called me out on,
Okay.
and it was a double lift. But that was two people out of probably the millions I performed over 10 years. And even if they watch, even if a normal person watches those reveals, they're gonna forget. They're scrolling through so many videos per second, per minute. They're gonna forget. It's not really that big of a deal. It's just it kind of hurts the art, but in a sense, I don't know. It's not really gonna affect you. Look at the Masked Magician. He revealed everything, and it still doesn't. No one ever brings up the Masked Magician in the real world. Be like, oh, I seen a guy with a mask reveal that. It doesn't happen. So it's not something to really be worried about.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people they get to perform tricks because of like people might point them out or something. But you'll be surprised, yeah, like hardly anyone.
Yeah, no.
Barely, like never anyone will like realize like double lifts. Like I used to be scared of doing double lifts because of people. Like I feel like one thing that a lot of spectators, I mean magicians, have is they think just because they know the method, they think the spectator knows the method.
Yeah.
Like double lifts, I'm like, oh, it's so obvious. Just because you know how it's done doesn't mean they know how. Like, yeah, double lifts, pick up two guys, so obvious.
It's a magician guilt. We all have it, but eventually we realize there's nothing to be guilty about. If you practice, like if everybody taught the double lift on TikTok, I would still not be nervous. I feel like I do a really good double lift. And if you're confident in your skill, there's nothing to be worried about.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
So for the young magicians out there who want to do magic online, what is your top go-to tricks that you guys what they should learn and perfect?
You said in online or in real world? What'd you say?
Like if they're gonna start off online and go into real world.
I would say okay. The Omego's fun. I like doing it because during quarantine I couldn't perform and I love performing. Obviously, my YouTube I'm not saying obviously people know, but on my channel I started on Omegle. Eventually moved to Street Magic. I got back into Omegle during quarantine because I wanted to perform and I couldn't because you couldn't go outside. So I did it online. You could pretty much do anything you could do in the real world, like the basic stuff, all the stuff David Blaine does. You can do gimmick decks. You can do packet tricks. I would say use Omegle to practice. You know how they say practice in a mirror or practice on a camera recording and watch it back? I think it's even better to practice Omegle to other people, record it, and now you can go off what they say, how they act. But again, Omegle's a crazy place with the new generation, the young kids, the TikTok generation is what they're called. Their attention spans are like nothing, so it's hard. But I do recommend Omegle for practice. What tricks to do? That comes down to your preference. I can't really say. You have to find stuff that you like and just go with that. I would say I like card magic, so I always recommend card magic. I think it's really fun, and there's so much you could do with it. But then again, there's so much you could do with a quarter. So if you want to do coin magic, it's up to you.
That's good. I was gonna say, what are your years of doing social media? Because how long have you been doing like social media now or YouTube?
YouTube I started in 2013.
Oh wow, so well now. So what are your like top tips or like piece of advice or things you've learned from doing social media that you'd give to anyone who wants to like do something like you do, like film, stream match videos, upload them? And when I say tips, I mean like views or just quality or like how to go about doing them. What have you learned?
All right, so I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give you my tips before 2019, before quarantine, because after quarantine, I kind of lost how to figure out the algorithm because it changed for vertical videos. But before 2019, the way I say, I don't think I got lucky because when I was posting Street Magic videos, I looked up the SEO score, which that does, it ranks. It depends how you like put your description, your tags, and it ranks your video. So if you type in Street Magic, for years I was number one, and there's billions of Street Magic videos. And the way I got there is because I studied and researched how to get my SEO score up, and then I would do it on a bunch of videos. I got like 10 videos over a million by doing that. But now the algorithms have changed. Now YouTube's in competition with TikTok and Instagram Reels, and they've implemented Shorts. So everything changed. You can still figure it out because there's plenty of magicians out there that are still getting pretty good views. It's your hashtags, it's your thumbnails, it's your description, your title, it's everything. It's very important. And above all that, consistency is key, 100%. If you're going to post a video a month, you're never going to make it unless you get super lucky and that video blows up. But then after that video blows up, you have to stay consistent to keep those viewers on your page. So going back to what I said earlier, the two keys I say is passion and consistency, and you can't fail. You only fail if you stop. It's going to get hard. You just got to keep going, and eventually you'll succeed.
Okay, so
That's good.
mentioning, because you said you were top on Street Magic. Every time I look up Street Magic, I see like a couple of your videos. They
Yeah.
pop up as like the first thing that pops up, right? And so I really, for the viewers, this guy's an OG. He is the truth, seriously, because he's the one who got me into the card magic. I've been wanting to meet him on the online doing magic stuff.
Yeah.
To and finally I met him. So he's a great guy.
You do.
He does a lot of stuff.
I
A
appreciate
lot of
it.
good stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember I had you in the Instagram Live. You were showing some magic. That was fun. That was interesting.
Speaking on that topic, who are your top 3 inspirations? Whether it's magician or like outside of magic, who are your top 3 inspirations?
It's just magicians. Number one,
Always thinking.
it's always gonna be David Blaine. That's what got me going. I saw him perform. He got so many. He changed magic, and I was one of the people that latched onto that, and I started doing his type of magic, which was really fun. And then 2 others, I really like Michael Vincent and Danny D'Ortiz. So I would say David Blaine, Michael Vincent, and Danny D'Ortiz are my top 3 favorites.
Yeah.
Love Danny.
They're some of the greatest.
Yeah, bro. I feel after Danny's full loss routine, I feel like everyone like fell into that Danny D'Ortiz path. Like, there's a lot of people who I've like talked to about them, and they like only found out about him after his full loss thing. Kind of annoying, but like, yeah, he's incredible, and all of his stuff as well. It's like, I mean, it's sleight of hand, but a lot of the stuff he does is like, what's the word? Like, not risk, but
like being bold.
Yeah, you know what I mean. If you know Danny D'Ortiz methods, yeah.
His card tabacus.
Like, it's not something you can teach to someone.
Yeah, something that comes with experience.
Like, you can't teach someone. But if you could say, if someone's like, "Oh, I want to do that trick that Danny D'Ortiz is," they can't just do it straight away. It's something that comes from personality and also practice.
Yeah,
not anyone can do it.
Plus, his mentor was a huge magician too. I can't remember his last name, but
Juan Tamariz.
Yeah, Juan Tamariz. Great guy.
Juan Tamariz.
Yeah,
he's insane.
Crazy stuff.
Spanish magicians are insane.
After Penn and Teller heard that, you go ahead, Devin.
I was just saying our Spanish magicians are insane. You can keep going.
Yeah. After Penn and Teller heard that that he was mentored by him, they already knew this guy is great.
100%.
And he did a long trick. And when Allison said, "Wait, amazing. That's not the end."
So good.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
I feel like Penn and Teller could tell.
Go ahead.
I feel like Danny D'Ortiz could tell that he was gonna, like, when he was on the show, he knew he was gonna fool Penn and Teller. He didn't go on there like, "Oh, this is he knew he was gonna fall."
I think he knew. I
It
think
was
he
like
knew.
he was having fun.
Yeah.
He was just hanging out with them.
Yeah,
But
exactly. This is yeah. He seemed like
It
yeah.
was just another day for him.
It was such a
exactly.
beautiful performance. He's so
Yeah, guys.
he's just such a funny guy as well. Like
If you haven't watched
he
that
was
and you're
so
watching, go
chill on
watch.
that. Like he didn't really stress.
Go watch it. Danny Ortiz on Fool Us.
Exactly.
Good.
Please.
No.
He's funny. Uh, granted his skill, you know. And I do a card to box, kind of like his. So it's I use his misdirection kind of.
Yeah.
And it's like once he told Teller it's on the box, he was like, "Wait, what?" Even Teller had no clue.
He's very
They
tricky.
didn't even get to talk to each other. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Crazy video.
Yeah. But back to you though, because we are talking about a different magician. So I know you have the merchandise, yeah. So I mean, we love to get people's like. Yeah. So where can we find your merch? And
This is my merch. It's just simple. I just like wearing a black shirt. It's all an illusion. Because
okay.
everyone asks, how's it done? I just point to my shirt. It's an illusion, then they get it. But yeah, everything's in my description on my every YouTube video. I do merch. I teach on Patreon. I think that's it. So yeah, everything's in the descriptions of my YouTube channel, of my videos.
So you
Okay,
use it as like a
let's
gag as well. You use your like merch as a gag as well. Like, oh, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? It's an illusion. I
Yeah, I
like
go,
that.
look, it's right in front of you the whole time. It's an
That's cool.
illusion. Because I'm not one of those magicians who claim it's magic, claim it's real, or I'm psychic.
exactly.
I'm very upfront. I say
I
it's
mean, when
magic.
you gotta do it for kids though. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to ruin it.
I
Yeah.
had I just had a little kid come up. Can you do magic? So I gave them two poker chips that they could take home.
Yeah.
And they're like, can you do magic with my poker chip? I said, of course. And he's like, oh my god, how? It's magic. You know?
There you go. There you go.
He tried putting it. I did a coin through a table too. He's like, I was like, it looks like you don't have the magic touch like I do, buddy. Practice.
There you
You'll
go.
get it.
That's the best advice.
And I said, and the joke I make all the time is to like a young kid is like, Mom, don't let him become a magician at the age of 16. So yeah, I've done so many kid tricks for kids, you know, because I mean,
Yeah.
I'm both of both worlds. I can do adults and children and my age group.
Yeah, that's good. You hit
It's
everybody.
crazy.
You're able to show magic to anybody. That's
Yes.
It's a great way to do it.
You
Yeah.
yeah, Jonathan, do you do kids parties? Or do you enjoy doing kids parties? That's the real question.
I have
'Cause
like
a lot
one or
of
two.
people don't really enjoy
Yeah,
it.
no. I have one or two
Kids are,
videos on YouTube.
kids are smart. Kids are
Kids are
smart.
very smart. Kids are very smart. They don't care to call you out, even though they're not
Yes.
trying to be mean. But yeah, I have a couple of kids magics on my channel. I'm just not a big fan of it because, like they say, dealing with kids like dealing with drunk adults. I can handle drunk adults because I can tell them to stop. I can't do that to kids. It's just I'm not gonna be mean to a kid because he's trying to figure out a magic trick. But if I was to ever go back to magic, it would probably be the ages like 2 to 6, where they're
Yeah.
just there. All you have to do is be funny, be colorful, have big props, and they'll love it. From like
Yeah.
8 to like I don't know 10. Nah, I'm good with that.
I've because my first day working like at the restaurant where I do my gigs at is that they had a birthday party and the parents like perfect. And one of the kids was like, I know how that's done. I was like,
Yeah.
or she said, I can see that. I said, congratulations, you have eyes. You know, and the moms laughed because that was perfect,
Yeah.
but it's not being disrespectful nor being mean. It's
Just
just,
make
you
it a
know,
joke.
being, yeah. And the kids laughed too. These are young, but I mean,
Yeah.
old enough. But also, then the owner's son, he said, I see that's in your hand. I was like, how did you find that out? You know, you got to find some way to make it.
Yeah. You gotta make light of the moment.
Yeah. Me watching Blues Clues the rest of my
All right.
life.
I think it's I think it's time for us to ask you, what are your top 5 magic tricks? Your personal top 5 favorite magic tricks, whether it's performing or just tricks you like to do.
Okay, my top 5 tricks that I will do all the time is Stand Up Monty by Garrett Thomas. It's an ambitious card routine.
Oh, wow, I feel like that's in everyone's top 5. So good.
Yes, sir. With or without an Omni deck. Either way, that's an amazing trick. Sponge Bunnies, 100%.
I need sponge buys, man.
They're hard to get.
Can you send me a link to the one?
The thing is, they don't produce them no more. It's like hard to get.
Oh no!
But I heard talks that someone's gonna buy the company or something and start making them again. So just keep an eye out. Yep. And then 2 more tricks. I'm just sticking with cards because I'm a card guy. 2-card Monty. And we'll do.
Which one? The David Blaine one, or?
Yeah, kind of like David Blaine.
Standard. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I group them all together. If you do a top change or something else, I consider it all the same. And one more. I'm gonna pick like a mind reading trick. Probably I do a trick with someone's iPhone with the contacts where they scroll and I read their mind. Using their phone, I read their mind. It's super powerful. It's called I Curveball by Oz Perlman. I recommend every person to get that.
I think we'll end it here. But thank you so much, Jonathan, for joining us. Eric as well. We'll end it here, guys. I'm gonna try to sort this out and see what the problem was, but we'll see you next episode. Subscribe. I'll put all Jonathan's links in the description. Everything. Go follow him. Go check him out. He's got some really, really good stuff. Go support him. I'll link your merch as well.
Yes.
I'll link your merch and stuff as well. But yeah, thank you everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.